Awesome. We're live. Hello. Welcome, everybody. All righty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're starting right at 5 a.m. Divine time, right on the dot. So just want to welcome you in wherever you're calling in from, whether you're here on Zoom call or whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or any of the platforms that we're streaming on. This is a definitely a special call just because you're getting it right hot off the press. Literally. I got some awesome things that are just literally been birthed. And so you're hearing it here first. Um, so I'm super excited to show you what we have. And even if you've been on these calls every single day for the last I don't know, the last 30 days, you're going to be witnessing something completely brand new and just a new birth for Divinfi. And we're just making it so much more in tune with the original vision. And so I'm not going to talk much more. I'm just going to show you what we have. We got some awesome stuff here, and I know that you're going to love it. So, one moment, let me make sure I got this up. Okay. And we're good. All right. So I want to welcome you to the biggest launch in history. Welcome to Divinfi. Okay, so let me get right into it. Oh, I forgot to take that out. So our vision is to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people here on Earth, whatever that looks like, whether financial, time, location, and most importantly, emotional freedom, and really the culmination of all of them, because one without the other is I mean, it's not a way to live, right? And so we want to help people have freedom in every sense of the word. So the number one thing that we really stress um, is the importance of accessing your own inner knowing and ultimately your divinity, and how we really differentiate ourselves between all the other programs out there is that we have something that truly is able to help you get to the source of who you truly are. Okay, so there's this guy right here. His name is Mr. Don Smith. He's been creating and cultivating this program. It's a true transformational program over the last 44 years. Okay, so I've done so much personal development over the last 12 years. I've been an entrepreneur. I've traveled to 25 different countries. I've made millions of dollars. I had all of the things that I thought that would fulfill me as an individual, and thinking that the personal development and the growth programs were going to be the thing that I needed, whether it was doing personal development, reading thousands of books, audiobooks, doing the transformational, they're not real transformational programs, sorry to say, um, the leadership workshops or the Bob Proctor certification or the breath work. And I'm not shitting on any of these programs, but what I am saying is that even though I did all of those things, all of everything that you could think under the sun, the plant medicine, all of it, I still had all of my toxic patterns when I met this man, Mr. Don Smith. And so Don has exclusively worked with the elite of the elite. I'm talking, different athletes at an Olympic level for 15 different sports. He's worked with billionaires. He's worked with the company that created the BlackBerry. It's called Research in Motion. And so he was working with these executives. But about a year and some change ago, I got introduced to him by Jamie. And he's right here. And so when I met Don, even though I had all the success on the surface, what people didn't know, the people that are watching me on social media, building my brand and so on, was that I was going through my own toxic programs, my own self-sabotaging programs. And this guy, Don, helped me get rid of them in what was under 2 hours. And so, this is some really next level stuff. And I'll give you a little overview of what this actually looks like and what actually happens in the process. So there's this chart, it's called the consciousness chart by Dr. David Robert Hawkins. And so he wrote a book called Power versus Force. And what Dr. David Robert Hawkins says is that every single emotion operates on a certain level of consciousness or certain level of vibration. Okay, so if you look at the very bottom, there's shame, which operates at a level 20 calibration or vibration, whatever you can use these words interchangeably. And then there's fear, which is at 100. And then you got courage, which is at 200. And then at the very top is enlightenment, which is 700 to 1,000. And here's the kicker. You probably never heard about this, but your natural state, the state that you are naturally should be at, is enlightenment. That's our natural state. And this is the state that, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Zoroaster, all of the great teachers, this is what they were trying to convey in their teachings, that this is who we are. This is our natural state. But what happens is there is a time in your life before the age of 7 that creates an anchor. It creates an energetic anchor that keeps you in these lower levels of consciousness. In fact, over 80% of the world's population is under 210, right? So over 80% of the world is underneath this level. Me personally, I was at a level of 125 desire. And what most people didn't know is that even though I had all the success on the surface level, I was suffering and I was numbing myself, utilizing substances like marijuana, smoked it every day for 12 years, sex. I remember having like 5, 6 girlfriends at a time, you know, money, travel, um, uh, people pleasing, validation, things that you don't think that you actually have a problem with. Well, I had all of these different addictions. And so in one session with Mr. Don Smith, he allowed me to get rid of all of them and completely just start to flow at my natural state and your natural state, which is enlightenment. And so what we're offering you here is, of course, we're going to talk about the money, but to really be able to be at this level of knowing and to also enjoy whenever you do get to these higher levels of financial success, to be able to hold it and to be able to enjoy it and to be able to know what to do with it, right? And so that's why it's really about the consciousness and the currency, because one without the other is incomplete. One without the other is devoid. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're at a level of, these lower levels, you're gonna figure out a way to sabotage your success, figure out a way to sabotage your relationships, your health, all of these things, which money really can't buy. You're gonna play victim and you're gonna continue to be in these toxic patterns. In fact, Don has worked with 8 billionaires. One of them was this guy named Tim, and Tim was a multi-billionaire. He had all the money in the world, right? We all think that once we get the money, then I'll figure these things out. But guess what? Whenever you have all that money, you have all the time and all of the resources to fuel your addictions. And he had 5 addictions. He's addicted to drugs, alcohol, food, sex, and gambling. He had all of them. And he was going through a divorce. He had a private jet that he had flown in over 6 months. And so in the same session that he did with me, he did this with this billionaire, Tim, and within 2 hours, he was completely gone. Like all of that was gone. So what we're offering you is to step into this knowing of who you truly are. And so there are two times where you're able to actually go through this process with Don. Oh, and side note, by the way, people have paid Don up to $1 million to do this session. And sometimes in just a group session where he would have six people in a group, he would charge them 125,000. So this is the level that he was playing at. You're gonna get access to this when you join our community. We have Tuesdays are for new clients. So if you never experienced it, you'll have the ability to experience this transformation for yourself. And then Thursdays is for existing clients. And these were people that have already gone through the program and need help holding that high level of consciousness, which, everybody that's done it has needed the support to continue to hold it. So if you've already done it, don't think that you're done. I actually just did a session with Dawn a few hours ago, and it was absolutely profound. I remembered why I chose to be a part of this community and why I work with Dawn. So make sure that you're staying around the fire. It's extremely, extremely important because let me just put it this way. You've been doing these patterns for however long, 30, 40, 50 years. You're not going to undo them right away. The ego is going to find a way to come in and have you sabotage your success, right? And so just just a reminder and just a suggestion to stay and to continue to plug into these systems. Like I said, Tuesdays are for new clients, Thursdays are for existing clients. So when you join Divinfi, you're not just joining a company, you're joining a community that's dedicated to your mutual success and your personal empowerment. And so let's talk a little bit about compounding. We talked about the consciousness side. Now we're going to bring the currency side into it. And so Albert Einstein, he said this, okay? He said that the compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. And so I'm going to show you a live demonstration of this compound calculator. It's really cool. One second, I don't think you guys can see that. Let me just, okay, cool. So, um, can you see? Okay, cool. All right, so let me show you what could happen with just a little bit of money, and what would happen if you just continue to compound your money. Let's say 10. So, but you put $1,000 into an investment. There's a 10% interest rate monthly, and then let's say 2 years. Okay, so let's calculate that. If you put $1,000 into it, you would have at the end of those 2 years, it would compound into about $10,000 at a 10% monthly interest rate, meaning 10% profits per month. Very, very simple. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because we have a vehicle that allows you to compound your money month over month. And so I want to introduce you to our brand new product, Mr. Apollo. Okay, so it's pronounced Apollo. It's an AI that we actually were able to find here in Dubai. We met the developer at the Crypto Expo, and so it's really awesome. It's doing about 20 to 50% returns per month, completely hands-free. All you have to do is API into your own crypto wallet, so you always have control of your funds. No one else does. And so just want to read this risk disclosure that past performances are not indicative of future results. But it's really insane. It's done about, I believe, close to 50% in the last week. And so it's one of those things that is just absolutely amazing. And that's why I use the $1,000 example because that's the minimum investment needed to use Apollo. And obviously, the more you put into it, the better. What I would suggest is, get started with this, utilize this, compound your money. You could start with a testing amount if you like, and then you can also always add more. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And so, um, very, very excited about this product. So let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. We just talked about investing with Apollo. So that's one way that you can invest. But just for everybody, all the new people that are watching this, there are four ways that you can actually earn income. So you could be an employee, you could trade your time for money. You work 8 hours for a company, a corporation, you're getting paid 8 hours. Now, the second way, which is a transition from being an employee to becoming self-employed. You don't have a job, but you actually own a job. So think about like your Smoothie King or whatever smoothie shop or um, any kind of store where it requires you to be there, you're the lifeblood of the business. If you're not there, guess what? The business dies. And so the goal is to move from the left side, being an employee or a self-employed business owner, to becoming a big business owner and an investor on the right side, because 5% of the population is actually on this side, and this is where 95% of all the wealth in the world is actually generated. So being a big business owner, all it involves is creating systems, right? Creating systems so you could save yourself some time, energy, and money. Okay, that's what system stands for, saving yourself time, energy, and money. So, for example, we all know who Bill Gates is. Bill Gates is one of the wealthiest men out there, and he has about 100,000 employees. And so each one of those employees has 24 hours in a day, just like you and I. So does Bill Gates. But why he's a billionaire is because he has a system where he's able to leverage his employees' time and effort. So 24 hours times 100,000 is 240,000 man hours that he's leveraging. And that's why he's able to get so much reach, so much leverage. And that's why he's a billionaire while his employees are thousandaires. And so the question is here, how can you create a system, or better yet, become a part of a system that we've created for you? We've put up all the overhead and set it up for you so that way you just can plug in and have the same kind of leverage, right? The same kind of leverage where you can actually start to earn money and have financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. And so I'm going to show you that here in just a moment. And obviously, we just talked about being an investor. Investor is just simply having your money work for you. And so with Apollo, we believe is the very best that we've seen to date. Could there be one that comes later on? Sure, but this is the best that we've ever seen. And so you can have your money working for you while you build this business. Or maybe you still want to be an employee, or maybe you want to be self-employed. You can still utilize this AI system to generate you income while you do what you do. So obviously the goal is to move from utilizing active income to start getting paid on passive income, right? This is where the financially free people are. And so if you're working your job, that's fine. We're not telling you to stop it if you're passionate about it, but just know that there are other ways, and you could you get that out of the way, get the money conversation out the way, so you can focus on the things that you actually care about. So the Dawn's transformation, Apollo, are all centered around our networking plan. Okay, because it doesn't really matter what you do. It's all about creating a network of clients, a network of customers that are purchasing your product or service. So the way and the method that we actually market, the reason why it's called network marketing is because instead of utilizing, for example, billboards or commercial advertisements, what we use is word of mouth marketing to spread the good word. So you just share what works for you, right? Let's say you have an amazing day with Apollo, amazing week or amazing month or whatever, right? You're going to share that with people. You're like, hey, I found a way where I can multiply my money completely hands-free. You got to check this out. Let's say you introduce your mom or your dad. That's all it is. That's really all it is, right? We already do it naturally with, for example, your favorite restaurant or your favorite movie. right? And so instead of just sharing it just to share it, now you can actually become a partner with us and we can pay you out and reward you generously. Okay, so there's infinite income here. However much money you want to make, there is a place for you here. Number two, there's weekly residual income, meaning you can essentially do the work one time and get paid for it over and over and over and over again, if not forever. So it's really exciting being able to live off of residual income. It's like I just remember the other day, like I had built something over 2 years ago and I'm still getting paid for it. So that's the power of residual income. In the traditional sense, one of the ways that you could earn residual income is by getting into real estate. So, for example, you purchase a home and that home was $250,000. So you're leveraging the bank's money to get this home. Your mortgage is $1,500 a month. You find somebody to rent that house from you for $2,000. You just made yourself about $500 in residual income. That's one way that you can actually create residual income. I'm going to show you a different way where it doesn't need nowhere near as much work or maintenance or leveraging as much money. Okay, so the third thing is that there are no qualifications or experiences needed. It doesn't matter if you went to Yale or if you went to jail. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what you failed in or you whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, and I'm a very good example of that because I went to school. I barely was even awake for my classes, slept 7 out of 8 periods out of every single day. I went to college, dropped out my second year. And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I stepped into entrepreneurship. But luckily I got myself around the right people, the right information. And ever since then, it's been amazing, right? Like I said, I've traveled to almost every single continent. I've made millions of dollars. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money. And so if you're watching this and you have a burning desire to have more for your life and for your family, your community, then you're welcome here. Okay. And the last aspect is that there is team building incentives. So you're in business for yourself here, but you're not in business by yourself. And so I'm going to show you how you actually are able to create yourself some residual income. So just to break it down real quick, here are all of the rank names. Okay. Then we have the network size, like how many people total need to be in the network. Then you have personal referrals, meaning the people you personally referred. Then the weekly payout, and then the one-time rank bonus. Very simple, very clear. So to hit the first rank of inviter, you need two people that are utilizing the membership on the left and one on the right. Okay. Only two of them need to come from you. One need to be on the left, one need to be on the right. Very simply put, let's say it's your mother, your father. Easy. Easy work. Let's say the person that brought you in, let's say they're myself or Jamie or whatever. There's only two teams, right? There's the left team, there's the right team. The next person I sign up needs to go under one of my left or right teams. Let's say you're in my right team. I put them under my right team. It goes underneath you. That volume counts towards your overall network size. I'm sure that made sense. Hopefully. I'll give you, if you have any questions, make sure to just drop them in the chat. So when you get two in your left or two in your right, and then one on the other leg, right? So you just need to have two on one of the legs, whether the right or the left, and then one on either the right or the left. Simple, three total. Two need to come from you. You get paid $25 a week times 4 weeks. That's $100 a month. Very simple. Connect to 200. All you're going to do, essentially, what you have to just keep in mind is you're just going to teach the people that you bring in what you did. Okay, so you brought your mother, your father, you're gonna teach them how you got your two, and they do the same thing. Okay. So when you have four on your left team, four on your right, total, right? This is a total network. You only needed your original two, you get paid $50 a week, and then we pay you out a one-time rank bonus of $200. Pretty awesome. Now moving forward, connector 500, 10 on the left, 10 on the right, same two, your mom or dad. You're getting paid $125 a week, $500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $500 just for hitting the rank. Just as a congratulations, that's what a one-time rank bonus is. Congratulations, Tui, you just hit this rank. Here you go. Here's an extra $500. Pretty simple. Okay. Now, connector 900, same thing. 20 on the left, 20 on the right. You just started off the year two. You're getting paid $225 a week, which is $900 a month, and then we give you a one-time bonus of $900. Now, just a side note, for every single direct or personal referral, normally we're paying you out $50 per membership, but until the end of the month, meaning once it's August or July 1st, I'm sorry, you get paid $100 per membership. So we doubled you up. Okay. So for every single person that you bring in, you get 100 instead of 50. So there's three ways you get paid. You get the weekly payout, you get the membership, the direct referral, and then you get the one-time rank bonus. Very simple. So same thing here. Connector 1500, 40 on the left, 40 on the right. The only difference is that, as you see right here, you need two on your left that you personally refer and two on your right that you personally refer. So let's say it was your mom and your dad at first. Now you're bringing in your brother and your sister. And now you just got a rank bonus of $1,500 when you hold this rank for 2 months. Okay, very simple. Same thing, network with 3K. You're getting paid $750 a week. You hold it for 2 months, you get a one-time bonus of 3,000, and so on and so forth. Okay. So speaker 9K, you're getting paid $9,000 a month, which is divided about by two by per week. So that's 2,250. And then when you hold this for 2 months, you get paid a $9,000 one-time rank bonus. So pretty awesome. The one thing I will know is that here at Speaker 25K, there's another way that you get paid for those leaders. And this is a global pool bonus. And essentially what this is we take 1% of all the global sales, all the sales that have happened in the entire company, the whole system, and we put it into a global pool. So it doesn't matter, however many people that are at this rank, it just gets divided amongst them. Okay, so let's say it's $1 million and there's two people at this rank. Very simply, each person will get an extra $500,000. Okay, very simple. Now, same thing here, master 100K, you get a bit 100,000. Now here, master 250, same thing, 62,500. And really all you got to think about is that your main goal is to hit the first rank, which is inviter. Okay. And then you just duplicate your efforts throughout your team and teaching them what you first did. These bigger numbers, they happen when you master the smaller numbers. Okay. It's just about duplicating your time and your effort. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do that by plugging into these systems, into these calls, which we have every single day, twice a day at 7 p.m. Dubai time and then 5 a.m. Dubai time. And so pretty awesome. Now, the next time you actually get some kind of incentive is at Master 750K. So instead of getting one share of the global pool bonus, now you get two. Pretty cool. So, the top of the chart goes to $4 million a month, which is paid out $1 million a week, and then you do get a one-time rank bonus of $4 million. And so this is actually going to be paid out in 6 months as opposed to just 1 month. So pretty cool, awesome stuff. And the thing about this is that we are in pre-launch, we're in a ground floor opportunity. And when it comes to any business, it's always about timing, timing, timing. Okay. So imagine if you invested $1,000, $10,000 into Apple at the time, before they became what they are today, right? Right now, they were the number one company in the world worth over $3 trillion. Imagine where you would be. Okay, so that's exactly the opportunity you have right here with Divinfi. So make sure that you're taking advantage of the opportunity. And so it really is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. So get back to the person that invited you. They're going to get you a link that links them to them so they get the credit for inviting you here. And so we do have some more promotions. I'm going to just, if you haven't seen, if you if you're already in the system, awesome. If you're not, get started. You have a chance to win one of these prizes. And so for the person that gets 10 direct referrals, we're going to give away a brand new GoPro. If you get 20 direct referrals, we're going to give a brand new iPhone. And if you get 30 directs, we're going to give you a brand new MacBook. And so it doesn't matter if we have 100 people that hit these ranks, we're giving away 100 of these items. So the more the merrier. Now, the next promotion I'm going to talk about is the hotel. If you are able to hit connector 1500, doesn't matter how many referrals you get, even if you just get the minimum, just as long as you hit the rank, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel that we're going to host our first event at. You definitely want to be there. We have some amazing speakers that are going to be there. And right now, we're just figuring out where it's going to be. It's most likely going to be Miami, Florida, but we're just solidifying some of those details. And then if you are a connector 3000, what we're going to do is we're going to pay for your flight, your hotel, and then also the VIP access to the event. So I want to see everybody on this call there. I want to see you guys behind, backstage and in VIP and just having that exclusive sneak peek on what we're creating. So definitely looking forward to shake hands with you all at the event, give you guys a big hug. And so if you want to stay connected and know about all things Divinfi, just stay in the loop, scan this QR code. It's going to have all of our social media handles and everything on there, including LinkedIn, YouTube, Telegram. Make sure that you're following us so you are up to date. So I'm super excited. So Tui's asking if I can clarify the promotion of $50 times 2 expiry dates. So yeah, so as soon as it turns the new month, then it is the promotion is over. We may extend it, but it's still not solidified. So for now, as soon as it hits July the 1st, then the promotion is over. So
Okay.
we have
Thank you. Thank
what today's June 25th here in Dubai. So it's like what, 5 days? A little bit more than 5 days to just get as many people in the system. And then obviously, other than the double up bonus, you have the other promotions, which those are going to be 60 days from when we announce them. I'm gonna have to look back at our days. I believe it was I could be wrong, but I believe it was the 18th of June. So it would be from June 18th to August 18th. But I'll double check. It's just 60 days from when we announced that launch. So I hope that clarified that for you too.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro. And then yeah, super, super exciting stuff. Is there any other questions from anybody else? Yeah, and so we really just wanted to clarify things and just make things extremely simple. As you guys could see, we have Dawn's transformation, we have the AI, very simple, to the point. Not much more to it. We don't want to overload you with information, and what works, right? The AI is working, so good. And then obviously the people that have done Dawn's transformation know how powerful that is. And so we may add more products in the future, but right now we're just gonna get dialed in on these, and just keep it the consciousness and the currency, and drive it home there, and to the moon we go.
All right. Ah, to the moon and beyond, brother.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Awesome. All righty. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Monumental day in history. We just literally got so clear on what we're creating here. And so, got some, obviously, I'm sure we're going to have some more announcements for you guys. But for now, that's what we got. And Tui, I'll see you today at 3 p.m. Dubai time. Let's crush it out.
Brother. We're gonna jam it. Gonna have fun.
Yes, sir. Awesome, guys. Well, you guys have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. It's time for me to get some sleep.
Awesome. All the best
All right,
blessings.
guys.